news stories that a couple of them are based on what I found. A couple of them is just something I created, something I want to talk about. So look, check it out. On my Instagram page, both of them, the Melanated Fathers and my personal Instagram page, which is Southpaw_100 by the way, Southpaw_100. Excuse me. So on my Instagram page, I posted a video. I posted a video of, and this is apparently what happened. A black man was in a store, looks like maybe a clothing store or something, and a white man called him nigger, either directly or the black man heard him say it. But ultimately, the black guy begins whooping this man's ass. Now you can hear the man saying sorry. The black man is constantly calling him nigga while he whooping his ass, which I'm like, But the point is, and again, something else, right? When we look at these videos, when we look at the content that we see online, I'm always erring on the side of caution, meaning context is important. I don't know what happened before the video happened. I don't know what happened after the video. I can't take a 45-second clip and completely be sold on what I'm looking at, but let's just take it for what it is, right? If in the question I asked is, I said, allegedly this white man called this brother a nigga, and this is how he reacted. How would you react, right? And I use my social media. You can use yours for whatever you want to use it for. There's fun things out there. There's poems, people showing what they do for a living, people expressing how they live in their life, whatever, right? I use mine as a mechanism to make people think. Like, I'm not one to be on there just hella entertaining you, and that ain't how I think, family. So mine is based around thinking and based around critical thought, right? So I posed that question to the family, and in the comments, like always, I love it because you get a variety of different perspectives, all black folks. Hey, this is fucked up. He shouldn't have did that. Hey, he deserved it. That's what he get. Like, you getting a variety of what's taking place, right? Or you're getting people critically looking at the video and giving their opinion. And that's what I want. I want us to have critical and thoughtful conversations about things that happen in our society. So hopefully we can move forward in the correct way, right? Like, that's always my goal. But a Mexican brother came onto the comments, and this is how can I say it? This is a message I have for my non-black family, the non-black people who want to speak on our struggles, because the Mexican guy, and this is the Mexican guy that has followed my Melanated Fathers of America page, has commented on several of the stories I posted. From my recollection, I recall seeing this gentleman follow me for like the past year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I'm thinking, okay, he not black, but he with the struggle, right? Because I don't do that. I don't say, okay, you Mexican, you can't be included in it. That shit don't make no sense. Some of y'all black anyway, you know what I mean? So he seemed as if he wanted to participate in the movement, and he understood where we were coming from. Now again, I don't need everybody just to agree with me because I'm putting something out there. We can disagree in the right way, like, you know what I mean? But this is what I'm tired of hearing from Mexican people. And I even had a conversation with a associate of mine the other day. We was getting into it about religion, and he's real big into Christianity and all these things, and he's talking about different stuff. But he said the same thing. This Mexican guy, the first comment he made after looking at all these black people discuss how upset they are, how appalled they are, how they feel about this incident, he says, wow, I can't believe I see all this racism in the comments. I can't believe y'all. Now, first thing first, you're not black, so you need to tread thin when you comment on or involve yourselves in our conversations. You have to use the correct level of empathy when dealing with that. And for a lot of you, I mean, learning our history can kind of help you with that. But he's calling us racism. The black man I was talking to the other day, he's like, black people racist too. This is the working definition that I use for racism. To me, like, you can hear my definitions and you cannot agree with whatever, I don't give a shit. But to me, black people cannot be racist. Racism implies power in controlling things and structuring things, and we don't have power in America, family. Let me give you the Webster's This is the Webster's Dictionary, the Merriam-Webster's Dictionary of racism. A belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race, right? That's basically saying that because I am this color, whatever that may be, I am superior to you, family. That is the fucking definition of racism. And if I'm getting too vulgar, I apologize, but sometimes I get upset. And this is show because I am not, how can I say it? I'm more of an introverted person by nature. You're not going to see me typically in a crowd of people being the one talking to everybody. That I can do that, but for the most part, I'm an introverted person and I kind of observe before I speak. Now, this platform allows me to give my thoughts. It allows me to be like an unfiltered version of myself. So if I use profanity or if I'm too vulgar at times, I apologize, but that's how I talk. You feel me? So I was upset because the black man who I was speaking to, the Mexican guy. So you guys need to get a contextual understanding of what racism means, and that implies that you are superior. That implies that you feel because I'm me, because I look the way I look, I'm superior than you for whatever reason. Now, can we be prejudiced? Yes. Can we be a little bigoted? Of course, right? But racist, and we can argue about this, family. Anybody wants to debate this ideal with me and speak about it, this is how I feel. Racism implies systematic structures in place and the ability to withhold something from someone because of how you look. We don't have enough power as melanated people in America to withhold shit from anybody. So to me, we can't be racist. So the Mexican brother, he went on to say a lot of shit. And for me, it almost felt like you don't really like black folks, family. You got a ingrained problem with people who look like me. And so my take on that is I prefer racist people or people who don't agree with black struggle. I prefer you to come out and say that. I prefer you to come out and speak that truth up front. Now, I'm happy that video, or maybe the situations that have been taking place in the country has made him finally kind of come out and show his true colors to a degree. But in his, I'm not going to say everything he said, but in his comments, several times he said, black people need to stop doing this. Black people need to be accountable, right? And again, this is a touchy subject if you're non-black, because before I'm going to listen to you tell me what we need to do, first, I don't know you, so that's one strike. Two, I have to know where your allegiance lie before I'm going to listen to you tell me anything about my people, because you Mexican people have their own set of problems that maybe you should be looking at. And another thing I always like to include, and I told him this, he ain't responded to me yet, but I kind of let his ass have it. Immigrant, we're all kind of immigrants, right? But the most recent immigrants to this country after the late 50s, 60s, if you've come here, you should thank black people. Why? The Civil Rights Act of 1968 is one of the biggest leading factors to why all the immigrants were able to come to this country. So, right, we, in the civil rights struggle, got our ass beat, got water and dogs put on us. All this shit happened to us. We got our businesses burned down. We got our cities, our communities burned down. So we're a part of this fight. And the end result of that fight was a Civil Rights Act that didn't just help us. That Civil Rights Act helped gay men and women that were white. That Civil Rights Act also helped immigrants, Asian people from other countries. You were able, Asian people, Mexican people, you are a part of the reason why you're in this country is because of the struggle and the strife that we had to go through as black people. Because what we've been through in this country, none of you guys have, right? None of you guys have. You guys, and again, any Mexican person or non-black person that wants to be a part of our struggle, that wants to come in and join, I am never against that. But you gonna respect something. You know what I mean? You ain't just gonna come up in this motherfucker saying how you feel and what we need to do and whoa, partner. Because we paved the way for you to be here. So that's what I told him. I kind of told him, you should be saying thank you first, family, before you get into us being accountable, because people say a lot of shit about black society, and to me it's all about context and how you say things, because I for one believe that we need to be more accountable as black folks. But in what context are you saying that, right? What's your motivation for saying it? My motivation is about love. I love my people, so out of love I'm not gonna say we need to stop this black on black crime. See, that's white Republican racist fucking rhetoric. In reality, we do harm each other, but we don't harm each other more than anybody else does. Have you ever heard white on white crime? The phrase. Have you ever heard the phrase white on white crime? Have you ever heard the phrase Mexican on Mexican? It doesn't exist. It was created for us, to denigrate us. You see what I'm saying? So anybody out here parroting something that I know is structurally untrue, we got to combat that. You feel what I'm saying? So for the Mexican brother, I don't know if he watches this show or not, but and he ain't responded to me yet, like I said. But man, look. You can't come into our struggle telling us what we need to do, family. We're not going to listen to that. And I know, like the keyboard fingers, motherfuckers feel like they can just say whatever they want to say because it's not a up-close experience that you're dealing with. But fuck that. Like, if you're going to come into this struggle, be understanding, ask questions if you need to. But to come into our comments telling us what we need to do and how we need to be accountable, I'm never going to accept that for anybody that's non-black. Even somebody that's black. You know what I mean? Again, it's context. It's how you say something. It's never what you say, family. It's how you say it. You feel me? So, yes, do we have problems in our community that we need to address? Of course, but I'm not going to listen to somebody outside of my community telling me this when I don't know what your motivations are. You feel me? So